He's not the boogeyman. He's the man you sent to kill the boogeyman. Hi, my name's Aston Regis, and if you love martial arts pop culture, everything from movies, television, and computer games, consider hitting that subscribe button and also hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of my new videos. John Wick, starring Keanu Reeves, directed by Chad Stahelski and David Leitch. Man, this is a phenomenal just example of what happens when you have good guys who know how to direct action and a good team who knows how to perform action. Keanu Reeves from The Matrix, I was very impressed with his ability to learn and perform martial arts for film. He did a phenomenal job in The Matrix, but he took it to another level in John Wick. Like, the martial arts on display are phenomenal. Being a Jiu-Jitsu practitioner, I was very impressed with the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu which was displayed from Keanu Reeves. I saw a clip with Joe Rogan looking at some of the clips from John Wick. I think it was from John Wick 3 actually. And he was looking at some of the training and the clips of him in the film because he was training with the Machado brothers. And at first he was like, oh, is he a black belt? And then he was like, oh, he's a white belt, right? He's a white belt. He's wearing a white belt. But because he performs a lot of sophisticated moves in the film, and it's such a great blend of jiu-jitsu, aikido, judo, sambo, a lot of those different moves in the film that Chad Stahelski and David Leitch really designed in the fight scenes. And again, the fight scenes tell a story of who he is. He's an assassin. He's someone who's very efficient. He's known as Baba Yaga, you know, the man that you send to kill the boogeyman, not the boogeyman, but the man that you send to kill the boogeyman. So his fighting needs to tell that story in how efficient he is, you know, how efficient he is with his firearms and the mix of what they call Gun-Jitsu, you know, being able to fight at close quarters in very efficient ways and finish your opponents off very quickly. And it was just so well done in this film. And again, it's a great example in Hollywood of when you got guys who know what they're doing in the director's chair, know how to film, know how to edit, know how to design the fight scenes around the character and integrate that into the story. And that was so phenomenally done in John Wick. And I think that's why people really were drawn to John Wick. You know, it's a great world that they built, you know, around the Continental and the assassins, kind of how they work, you know, with the gold coins and all that. But for me, I feel like the fighting in the film is what really elevates John Wick franchise to another level and really made it stand out from all the other Hollywood action films out there that was trying to kind of emulate a lot of the Hong Kong action in their films, but weren't necessarily doing it properly in terms of the way that they filmed, in terms of showing long takes, in terms of the design of the fights, instead of using all the quick edits like they have in so many previous Hollywood films. Chad Stahelski and David Leitch designed the fights with longer takes, wider shots, so you could see Keanu performing the moves. He trained for many months in Jiu-Jitsu, in Sambo, in Judo, and many other different martial arts to be able to perform that, as well as a lot of gun training that he did and weapons training and even vehicle training, driving and things like that. But at its heart, this is a revenge story. It's a story of a man who he's trying to escape the life of the assassins, and his wife ends up dying and leaves him this pet dog. And then he comes across, what's his name from Game of Thrones? I forget, what was the guy's name from Game of Thrones? Was it Theon? Yeah, Theon Greyjoy from Game of Thrones, who was so annoying in this film. He's this annoying little kid who's just, he feels like an annoying little kid who's just like spoiled. And, you know, they end up attacking him in his home and killing his dog. And most people are pet lovers. Most people are dog lovers. So that alone got people motivated to watch John Wick and to want John Wick to do all the things he's about to do. You know, from when he gets a sledgehammer and he's smashing the floor to get his supplies that she buried to get back in the life. Like that, from that moment on, the film really takes off because it starts off very slow, and you see this man who's like a man who's kind of found a little bit of peace, or he's trying to find a little bit of peace. He's escaped the life, but he's brought it back in by this situation, and the anger that just drives John Wick is it's just brilliant. I just love it. It's just so good. Keanu Reeves, again, I've been very impressed with the way he takes to action and the way he takes to martial arts and learning martial arts. You know, it's not the first film he's done that for. There was a film called 47th Ronin. He, you know, he plays a kind of Ronin, part of a Ronin samurai, a group of Ronin warriors. That film's a bit mystical, but at the same time he's doing a lot of martial arts action in that. Obviously the Matrix trilogy, he was phenomenal in that, in terms of his role as Neo, and the martial arts action scenes in that film are so good. And I felt he was like the one out of all the guys who trained, all the actors who trained to, you know, I thought they all did a great job, and Yimou Ping did a fantastic job of elevating them to a great level of Hong Kong action in Hollywood. But Keanu really shined in that. And in John Wick, he's just taking it to another level. And, you know, as the films went on, you know, John Wick 2, John Wick 3, the action scenes just got better and better. And obviously his training's got better and better. And I'm pretty sure he shouldn't still be a white belt, because some of those moves he's performing are very sophisticated and he pulls them off very well. He was training with the Machado brothers, who are Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu legends. Saw in John Wick 2. I'm not sure if he trained with them in John Wick 1, but the fight scenes are phenomenal, and the storytelling integrates very well. You know, it's a very simple story, but it just works fantastically well for an action film like this. And it's definitely, for me, a martial art film that you must check out, because there's a lot of sophisticated martial arts moves, and the martial arts are a big part, integral part of John Wick's character and the story behind the fight scenes that you see, you know, and the reason why he's so efficient. You see it in the fighting styles that he learned. There's a really good scene in John Wick 3 actually, when he goes back to his mentor as she's walking through like the old training. She's walking through her hideout, and then they pass a group of guys doing Sambo, and she looks at John and says, brings back memories, or old memories, something like that. And then John's watching them. That's what I'm saying. Little things like that. It's the training that the tough training that he had to go through as a child, or as it was being brought up by this woman to become this great assassin. It's a big part of who he is and his character. And the whole reason why he is Baba Yaga is because he's got these fighting skills. He's very efficient with his weapon, and he's able to, you know, obviously kill a lot of people very efficiently. That's a big part of his story and a big part of his character, and that's driven throughout the film, and it's so well expressed. And it's another great example of actors, directors, choreographers and cinematographers who understand action and understand fighting in movies, and how that is an integral part of a storytelling in an action film. And it's not just something just to do for the sake of doing it. It has to have thought and character behind it. And I thought Chad Kachowski and David Lynch really did a great job of bringing John Wick to the scene and bringing that kind of action to the forefront. And hopefully we get more films like that from other directors and other producers in Hollywood, in some of the bigger budget Hollywood films, like we're getting in some of the smaller films like John Wick. But yes, for me, though, all those reasons make it a top 100 martial art film that you must see. And I'm sure you might have seen John Wick if you're watching this, but if you haven't, definitely check it out. One of Keanu Reeves' best films. So what to watch next? Check out my playlist of the top 100 martial arts films I think you should check out, and check out this video. I think you'll enjoy too. Anyway, I'll see you next time for another video, and remember, behind every fight is a great story. Peace!